Render Reel.
Welcome back to Render Reel. Today we're going to modify this Jeep Wrangler Matchbox. Now I've already taken this apart and I'll put a link above to show you how I did this. And we've already gone ahead and sandblasted the body, which is a less toxic way to strip the paint. We're going to be making this into a 6x6 Jeep, so we're going to need to cut the back and extend it into a bed. Just like this. Next, we'll have to work on the chassis, so let's muck everything up, put the wheels down, measure twice, and cut once. Now this back piece, I'm going to remove the roof line, so it's going to look like a truck bed basically. Now what I'm cutting is a plastic strip, which you can easily buy off of Amazon. And you can fine tune it with some sandpaper. And we're going to need to give this a functional suspension. That's right, functional suspension. So we're going to need to give this a bit of clearance, which is why I'm cutting this away. Next, we're going to remove the spare tire. Next, we'll utilize some common paper clips. And we're going to make these kind of forks to hold and guide the axles during suspension travel. And now I'm just mocking everything up. Again, measure twice, cut once. And now this flat front grille just doesn't flow well with the fenders in my opinion. So I'm gonna make some relief cuts and just bend it forward just a bit. Now back to the suspension. So instead of intricate springs and a puzzle of paper clips, we're gonna use a less common method by utilizing some zip ties, just like these. Now zip ties, they give you a better rate curve than a typical spring or paper clip would, so it'll just give us more freedom on applied force based on the pivot angle. And you can just adjust it by moving it forward. And now that we have our setup dialed in, we'll be using a mixture of both baking soda and super glue, and some more baking soda and some more super glue. This will give us a stronger bond than super glue alone, and it'll be safer and easier to use than as if I were to use glass beads on top of super glue. Perfect. Just like this. Now let's mock it up with the body and see how it feels. Nice. Now we can start on our rear extension with the fenders. And here I'm using more of the plastic strips bonded and shaped to the desired form with the help of some files. Now don't worry, stick around, and the rear is going to look so much better than this. Now we're going to need to enclose the back passenger's area, so I'll need to build a frame out of some 2mm plastic bars. Now some fine tuning on the fenders and the bed floor. I'm going to be using a 2-part millipod on the truck bed to fill in any voids and also to shape some of the accessories as well as the snorkel. This stuff is very easy to use, but it'll get on your fingers, so it's up to you if you want to use some gloves. I prefer not to, as I can have a bit more control on my shaping. Some fine tuning of the fenders and bed floor is probably justified. And finally, to finish the enclosure, I made a rear window. And now with some paper clips and the help of 2 pliers, I'm going to be making some stepping bars. And the reason why I'm making these and also putting the holes in the chassis before paint is because I want to leave this chrome look afterwards. Now let's prime and paint. We chose to go with some gunmetal color, which should allow everything else to pop like accents. We're almost there, guys. This is looking great. Oh, the suspension's amazing. Some fine tip acrylic pens are good for detailing like interiors. Or spare rims and tires, or any accessories as well. Now next, I'm using something less common as well. I'm going to be using some reflective tape. Now I can see some aluminum foil giving you a similar result, but it's just not the same. And I can see myself in this. It's like a real mirror. Next, I'll use some yellow paper clips and pliers, and we can make our front bash bars and any roll cages, whether internal or external. Now I didn't want to add any more thickness to our truck bed, so I'm just going to paint down some detailing as if it were some wood truck bed. We'll glue down our step bars now that everything's painted. This roof rack can also be made with some 1mm plastic bars and sheets. You'll just have to have a bit of patience, that's all. The easiest way to make one would be to 3D print it, but where's the fun in that? And here we are. Now lastly, let's just make some accessories to put on top. Here I'm going to use some more milliput. And here we have a gas can. And this white piece will make our medical pack. Now this gas can just needs a spout, which we can add with a hole and a small piece of paper clip. Ha, this is awesome. Now there's just one thing missing. Oh, I know. A license plate, of course. Now let's recycle it from the box itself. Just gonna cut out the Jeep part. Sweet. Now let's check out how it all came together.